Why do you clap when I clap?
Double clap.
That's how it starts off. Okay, quality content. We're going to talk about content. Content is the topic of today's episode. And I mean, all in all, everybody wants quality customers coming in. They want a, customer proposition that is based off of, getting quality customers. Nobody wants crappy customers, right? So Bigfoot Marketing is a marketing company. We're going to talk about marketing. We're going to talk about the content specifically in marketing. So first topic is we're going to talk about just how it's harder now. Marketing's a lot harder now. I think there's definitely this perception that, oh yeah, just put an ad out, right? If you go back 50, 60 years ago, if you got on a TV channel, boom, that was marketing. Even further back was a newspaper. And it's there's always that platform. And I think people don't recognize that there's lots of different platforms to market. There's radio, there's Facebook, Instagram, there's TV, all kinds of stuff now, right? But now it's picking the right marketing tool for you and then how to get the right results.
Because marketing was never easy either.
No. I mean, when there was no Facebook or Instagram or anything like that, there was still TV, there was still radio, there was still, they used to send what they say, and then the radio host would be the one doing the commercial. So that was basically the actors were the radio hosts. Even before TV, it was newspapers, newspaper ads, the paper boy. There was paper after paper after paper. And now, what's crazy is you can still get results with newspaper if you know that you're targeting the right people. But
it's all demographic based. It's on who you want to hit, who's your target market. And just now, everything has transferred to online marketing, especially with COVID, with people moving more into a digital age.
Yeah.
I think marketing's transformed into where everything or most of it's online.
Yeah. Now, there's, instead of commercials with actors, now there's influencers. Now there's, I love Bang energy drink. It's one of my addicts. You know what, caffeine, I'll take it in any form. I don't care. I can be as natural as I want, but I don't care. Bang, Monster, Red Bull, I have my vice. Everybody has their thing. I have no problem. But Bang energy drinks, they know their demographic. They go on there the Trevor Wallace or I know there's a YouTuber named Destroying, but Bang is one of the, they'll just send hey, you can get 25% of all sales. They get their own code and then they get reimbursements off of it. So same with there's a lot of products. There's promotional supplements and stuff that, they send it and they say, hey, you'll get this much percentage if you can sell it, and then they'll also pay you to start.
That's a big thing too. It's every company wants to know how they can do marketing better. So let's say they have a boring company. It's how do we make that trendy to where people would want to watch it? That way they might want to know more about it.
Yeah.
So that's why, like you said, they get influencers, they do more, they get more creative online.
Yeah. But I think the recognition that whether you're going from in-person marketing, that's obviously not easy. Some people are more gifted than others. Sometimes the color of the booth matters. Sometimes it's the banners. Maybe your banner stinks. Maybe you have to grab attention with the right banner. Or even at concerts, it's when you're going to a food truck, there's some food trucks that just look nicer. It's part of marketing. The marketing isn't just putting ads out. It's about creating an experience. It's about creating, a relationship. It's about creating attention, a desire, all that kind of stuff. And it's I think people underestimate the process of marketing because they think that if I put an ad out, I expect results, but they don't realize that you have to tweak it. You have to change it. You have to make it perfect for, like you said, the demographics, the person. Are you in the right platform? Should you even be through this, platform or at that event? Or there's just so many different factors.
Sometimes marketing can be to where you're basically throwing darts at a board until you figure out what works for you. But it's there's different types of boards, there's different types of darts. What can you do better for your company that makes it to where you're hitting those targets better?
It's funny that you said there's two different types. There's different types of darts. I'm like, I don't know any brands of darts. Like, there is. Yeah. Like I was thinking, like, as you said that, I was like, I remember I was buying arrows for my longbow, and I'm like, man, what brand is good? And I'm like, I don't know. And if I'm gonna be honest, I picked the colorful box.
Yeah, you picked the colorful.
They got me. Damn marketing.
Looks cool.
Boom. I don't even know what it was.
Hey, and it costs more, so it's probably better.
Yeah. Well, like Yeti bikes have no affiliation with Yeti, the cups and stuff and the coolers. But you think about Yeti. Yeah. Yeti has done great with their branding and their marketing, their experience. Like, if you have the choice between an Arctic and a Yeti, and price doesn't matter, you get a Yeti. And they've almost sold even the status of it's a Yeti. Like, it's not that much on sale.
Because they hit the market first too, so they built that brand, and it's like, that's a Yeti cup.
And then if you're the copycat, you're like, hey, I got but also people are like, mine only costs $9, and then you're like, damn, am I?
It's like, am
like
I an
$9? Then you fight, you know. But anyways, okay. So the clear thing is that at the end of the day, marketing takes trial and error. And it takes a lot of effort.
Correct.
So, speaking of effort, if we're talking about content, we'll jump into the platform and making content. So, I'm a business owner. I own clinics, and I'm a chiropractor, and I have to target my market, right? So, if we rewind back, what got me into marketing was obviously, like, I hired a bunch of companies, it stunk, and then I ended up starting to, we evolve into this, and that's probably a whole nother story. But when I was making content in the beginning, I was making content, I was talking into the camera, I was talking as if I was talking to my peers.
Yep.
And the biggest mistake that I see in marketing with clients is I feel like they talk into the camera, and they're talking and they're worrying about what their peers are going to see or hear, what they perceive as good content to them, and they don't realize the number one thing is who you're speaking to. So
you made what you wanted to see, what you thought would have been good content.
What was important to me.
Yeah, it was important to you, so you wanted to put it out there. Hopefully, you're like, oh, this is going to gain traction because I care about this, but it might have not been the right content.
Yeah, it was not.
Yeah. So what point did you see a change? Because as a chiropractor, your first practice is in Franklin, Tennessee. Mm-hmm. So how did you stand out from the competition? What made it change to where you were doing well with content?
So first, spend a lot of money, and when you realize the money's going nowhere, instead of just quitting, if you just, you can't just quit on a process. You may have just been doing it wrong. Just because, golf is like the difference between your swing could be perfect, and if you change it just a little bit, it's like boom. I think I was doing Top Golf the other day, and somebody was like, look, you got a lot of power, just let the club do most of the work and still put a little bit of power before it. And then I just smacked that thing out of the, of course that's not how Top Golf works. I got no points, but I felt like a badass. Yeah, boom, did you see that? But it's tweaking, and you got to tweak little things. And so when I realized that, I think it was, we made a video that was kind of on the spot. A patient came in, and we were helping them, and I was like, hey, this would be a great video. And we filmed some of it, and then we put it out, and it did great. Got a lot of new patients. I was like, well, that was awesome. And then we started continuing to make content of showing, we'd have a newborn baby come in, and we would adjust them on camera and talk about their story, and then that would pop off, and that video hit 200,000 people, and then we had tons of new patients come in from it. Not tons, but let's say 50 to 70 or something, which is a lot for a chiropractic clinic off of a video. And we started putting ads towards more interesting organic content, and I just purely started to realize that there's a lot of ego in business, and you want to almost create a clout between your own profession or your business, that you realize that the lens that you have to look through is who you're actually selling to. If you're selling to a specific avatar, you need to talk to the avatar. So if you're talking to moms and you're wanting to get pediatrics into chiropractic, then talk to moms. If we're talking about athletes, talk to athletes. Have an aspect of it, but it doesn't have to be so. Don't talk over people, talk with people, talk in communication. Like literally what we're doing now, we're talking as if you're right here. And if you're listening, it's like it's clipping back and forth. The content's organic, it's real.
So you learned how to tell a story in your ads to where your marketing was grabbing more attention. It was separating from your competition because it was organic. You were basically just telling a story instead of just running a basic ad saying here's a special and you're pushing money to that. You were focusing on your brand more and what or I guess how would you say, do you think you were focused more on just individual stories and then finding your avatar?
So it's funny because there's so much similarities no matter where you're talking about marketing. Like when I did networking groups and I would stand up in front of like 50 people, you'd have like 60 seconds. They give you 60 seconds to talk. And I'd be like, hi, my name is Dr. Devan with Unity Chiropractic. I'm located in Franklin, Tennessee, right off I-65, exit 65 in the public shopping center. We're gonna talk about how your spine innervates the rest of your body. It'd be like a very scripted, direct, almost like they call it the elevator commercial. And like that very beginning, if you've heard that over and over, it's like a lot of that was nonsense. Like, I get you want to say who you are, but if the beginning of if literally 30 to 40% of your 60 seconds is about saying who you are, where you're located and all that, it makes sense because you're trying to program where you're at, but you're not programmed whether they're interested or not. Right. And when you're in a networking group, someone could be really boring. So you would notice that sometimes there would be, there was this security guy, shout out to Ryan is his name, ICU security. He would stand on the security, he would literally start by standing on his chair, and he always stood on his chair, and it was like, this is the weird guy. Everybody knew who he was. They knew ICU because he's like, I can see all of you. And it was like a tagline, it was kind of funny. He's like, I'm security, we set up cameras, and so on and so forth. But it's where could you grab the most attention? And when I stopped like introducing myself, and just started talking about the story, I would say, hey, I want to start by talking about a pregnant woman that came in with her baby being breached, and talk about how we balanced the ligaments in her pelvis in order to make an impact for their baby to flip. And then everyone was more interested to find out, well, what did you do after like the 60-second? They're like, so what kind of doc are you? And I'm like, chiropractor. And they're like, oh, awesome. I know a couple pregnant women that like they're breached right now, and they're trying to figure out what to do. So it grabbed their attention. They knew who we were talking about. It was a more direct story, and it created a necessity and an action where a lot of marketing is just too much, like, or a lot of content, they're just directing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, a lot of marketing companies don't guide you on that kind of content. That's, I think most of the competition in marketing, they think, all right, here's what we do, but they don't guide you really on the content as much. A lot of them don't even push content like that.
A lot of them don't actually do anything.
Maybe 98% of them don't push out content like that.
But like, when you're talking about the actual content that needs to be created, it's like, there's a purpose to the content you're creating. The purpose is definitely to create a relationship. And when you're talking about creating a relationship, you're talking about from your business to the consumer, or from your business to, the other business you're trying to attract. And if there's no way of attraction or no way to tell a story or sell your product, and it's just about information, if you're not selling information, you're selling a product. And if all you do is teach information but never direct it on how you can actually solve a problem, you don't go anywhere. And what you have to do is your service or product, the whole point is to solve a problem. If you're a plumber, you're trying to solve the problem. What's the purpose of the plumber? Are you trying to, water heaters? Is it is it clogged up sinks? Is it like whatever it is? There's got to be a direct problem you're trying to solve.
So flipping over to the marketing side, and you're trying to, communicate with clients, other business owners, how do you get them out of that mindset to where they trust the marketing company with, guiding them on content, knowing what needs to be created? How do you get that full trust?
Wait, how
does a marketing company get the full trust of a business owner to where we're guiding them on everything, to where they just give that trust to us?
So when we did this mock-up episode and we were trying to plan, you stunned me with that question.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I didn't really, but I answered immediately, and that was my direct answer was, do you have any experience with this? Do you have an experience with anything like this? Do you have results in this type of field? And what is your goal as a marketing company for my clinic, And it's interesting because you'll hop on it. Like before, when I was hiring companies, they were trying to sell me leads. Everything was like leads. Like, we want to get you a lot of leads. And it is freaking exhausting if you get 100 leads and only like 10 of them are worth a damn. And out of those 10, 5 of them don't even have the funds to even buy what product you were having. So
I actually want to touch on that too. So like, let's say, you have 2 marketing companies. One provides you a lot of leads, and then another one provides you leads too. But sometimes the business owners don't see the difference of leads. They see like, oh, okay, I got this many leads and this many leads, but this company got me 5 more. But what they're not looking at is the difference. What kind of leads are we bringing in? What kind of content is being pushed that are bringing these leads in? Yeah. What is the difference?
Yeah, I think any business owner that has done it long enough, like you get, it's almost like the ding of like lead. Yeah, the more leads, you're excited. You're like, hell yeah, I got 100 leads. That sounds fantastic. And then you realize that's like cold calling. Like, hey, cold call 100 people. Like, that sucks.
Yeah.
But if you have 20 people calling you, it's way better than calling 100 people. So that's, the whole point of the discussion of quality content and how you're selling. So when you were talking about, we were asking, like, how do you trust a marketer?
Yeah, how do you trust,
and what's their goal?
Especially if you've worked with 2 different marketing companies and you've been hopping around and you're not sure, and you just think, oh, it's another marketing company. I'm going to keep hopping around until I maybe find one that gets me the most leads. But what really separates, how can I put my full trust into a marketing company when I've already tried out 3 different ones?
I'm going to say something really rude but honest. I think that any idiot can figure out how to run an ad, but very few know how to market a product. Very few know how to sell a service or create a strategy in order to get results based off of a specific individual. Very few know how to tell a story or understand a process of a business. So like when I said, what would the business do for me if I'm interviewing 2 marketers? And when I was hiring marketers in the beginning and they failed, they were like, yeah, we're going to deliver, we want to deliver 50 new patients in your doors, or we want to deliver you 50 leads. And it would be like, we guarantee you the first 10. It'd be all this like crap. And there was always like this hard sale kind of thing. None of them were like, hey, I got to make sure that you get a return on investment. And it's not going to be the easiest thing. It's going to take some work on your end, but if you trust us and you know that we're going to put the work in to create a long-term strategy to where you're going to create ongoing reoccurring of high quality patients coming in and stimulating your brand to where you're developing relationships in your community, you may not get the best results in the beginning, but over time it's going to stack and compound, and then you're going to be influx.
You say that too, because that's almost like the same thing with chiropractic. When you have patients coming into
that's
the door,
funny. There
it's
you
almost the exact same, because you're not going to get results.
The first visit,
you might or you might not, but you have to build up long-term, consistent visits, and that's going to bring in the most benefits to your health, and you're going to see results.
So Will's behind the camera. And Will is gonna, over time, realize the amount of jokes that we make towards me as a chiropractor and my chiropractors and the amount of chiropractors we serve. But I do hit him back with the he's a fraternity president. I mean, right now, he's wearing the pinkest shorts.
I don't know, they can't see him though.
I know they can't, shorts. But down.
I can stand up. Here's the shorts.
Those are the shorts. Drop the mic. Boom, boom, boom. But yeah, we can handle the jokes. They're fun. They're good. But yeah, it's funny. Like I joke with chiropractors about it, and now I'm very direct about it. everybody wants results right now, but then they talk about results take time, repetition, like in chiropractic. Chiropractors are like, yeah, one visit can't fix anything. There's a lot of compounding stress and pressure and, you know, degeneration, all this kind of stuff. Like it takes a lot to get where you're at and create pain. It's going to take a lot to reverse that. But then when it has anything to do with something that they desire, they want results like that. Like they're like, yeah, and they don't want to do a damn thing. No. Like,
and so sometimes they look at it, it's like, oh, I'm paying this much more. I should be getting results faster.
Yeah.
But sometimes you're not seeing in the back end of what's going on. It's like you're paying for a high quality service. Mm-hmm. There might be a lot more going on than you think, you know, and over time you're going to see a return.
Yeah. And I think, so like, I'll go into what everyone else is doing. So what everyone else is doing in marketing, a lot of, like, almost, I'd say 9 out of 10 marketing companies, what every other marketing company is doing is they're marketing a price. That's it. Like, Will worked with marketers that literally were selling to people who needed to learn to sell. It was all about 97 today or 497, or, you know, they would sell your pain. They kind of yank out the pain of like what
numbers.
Yeah, they almost want to promise you like a quick, easy. What's always funny is when they say this isn't going to be easy, but then they promise you easy results, and then they sell it to you like it's like a weird cycle, and you're selling a cost essentially. And if you sell a price, whether so a chiropractor selling 25 vouchers, or you know, a dentist selling free cleaning, and only giving away 20 of them. Like, we made another video about this, but if there's only, we're only giving 20, but the special never changes. It's always the same cost. The ad is all about the price. The ad is about the voucher. The content doesn't actually show anything. Literally no purpose whatsoever, but we're giving this away. You're basically trying to reel someone in for just a second and then overload sell them and hope that it works. And if you do that, yeah, you're gonna get some poor quality people who just come in with a price. So when we jump in on what everyone else is doing, this is when we talk about how do you stand out, you know, in business. And if you're standing out in marketing, you have to stand out by being different. If everybody is doing a $29 special or $21 special or $79 free cleaning and x-rays, you have to do something different, right? If everyone looks the same, like people will always be like, well, I feel like there's a lot of the same competitors in my area. You're not competing against them with your spend. You're competing against them with what your perception of your business is in the area. If every chiropractor in the area is doing a $21 special, and you're the only one that's doing a $50 special, but it's not even a special, just say $50 entry.
Yeah.
There's no like vouchers that have been passed out. They just know how much it is. There's no hardcore sell. It's very direct. It's straightforward. You're going to get people that are choosing you because of what you're selling.
Yep.
But you want to stand out. You want to do different content. You don't want it to look the same. You want to make sure that you're you know, creating a product. But
what separates a good client from a bad client?
Wait. Is this the question that we wrote down? What's the most annoying thing?
Yeah, so, well, I mean...
Oh, wait, from us or for, like, a business?
So, as a marketing company, when you're looking at, you know, marketing clients, what type of
a good lead versus a bad lead?
No. What's, like, let's say we have 2 chiropractors. What makes a good chiropractor versus a bad chiropractor as a client for marketing?
Oh, as a client. So, for me, the most annoying thing for me is a marketing client, if they come to us and they're like, we want these results, and they expect to do absolutely nothing. They're like, I don't want to follow up with them. I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to communicate with them. I want them to book their appointment themselves. I want you guys to be the one to schedule them. We actually don't want to do a damn thing, but I want you to figure it out. I don't want to make content. I don't want to do all that. That's the most. I would like for you to make me so much money, and I don't want to do anything whatsoever. Like, that sounds easy, right? Like, yeah, if that was the case, everybody could do that stuff. Like, there's a reason why people hop from marketer to marketer. You're probably the problem if you want to never do anything.
Yeah.
Like, how do you expect your business to ever succeed if you never want to put any work?
Because you think about it, what practices get the most results? What do they do differently?
They try.
Yeah.
You just try. You put effort. Like when you're hiring, try.
Yeah.
Like holy hell. Like if you go to one event and it stinks, don't just quit. Go to another event. Maybe it gets better. Maybe you just suck at it right now. Do it again. Like if you make a video and it doesn't work out, make another video. Like it's not the end of the world. The first time isn't the best. When we play soccer, the first shot I ever made, terrible. Kept making shots. It eventually gets close. I'm gonna score. It's gonna happen. It'll be a banger shot, not just a header, because I score on the header. But one of these days,
you gotta get a header too.
I'll get the headers. But we're expecting a header. Yeah. If I get a long shot in there,
it's crazy.
It's gonna be epic. But ultimately, any business that is always trying to find the easiest way out, you're never gonna get results.
Yeah.
You're like, there's no shortcut in success. You can't outsource success in anything. It's just a fact. But for you have a different.
Yeah. So obviously, it's annoying when clients don't want to do their part. They don't want to do anything and want to receive all the results. But for me, it's like, when you're paying a marketing company, they're doing all that work in the back end. They do full setup. They send you all their resources for you to send in content. And then you finally get everything set up, you get ads running, multiple ads, but then the business owner doesn't see what they want to see. They don't think of it as, hey, we're targeting to your demographic. They look at it as like, I don't really like that. I don't like how I look in that video. I don't like how I look on camera. And they start nitpicking every little thing. It's like, hey, can we take that out of the text? Can we maybe change the wording up a little bit? And they start nitpicking every single thing to where we're making so many changes. Your ads aren't even running properly like they should be. And that way, like, we're constantly changing things. On Facebook side, it takes time to constantly edit, make changes, and your ads aren't even running anymore because you're making so many changes.
It's like hiring an accountant, and when they tell you to do X, Y, or Z in order to save taxes, you're like, I think I should do this instead. You do it. You do what I say, even though I hired you for your expertise. That's dumb.